Okay, we're going to talk through some of Orwell's charactonyms because they are lovely AO2 because there's lots of things to say, but they're super easy because I haven't even got to remember a quote. I've just got to remember a character's name, and anybody can manage that. So we're going to start off by looking at Snowball. Okay, simple things first. Snowballs are white, and white obviously has connotations of purity and innocence, and fundamentally, Snowball is a victim. He's not a sort of perfect character at all, but he is a victim in the novella at the hands of Napoleon while he's there, and then ultimately by all the pigs after he's gone, as they use him as a scapegoat. And he does appear, at least most of the time, to have the animal's best interests at heart. So he's very much a victim, and he's the white pig to Napoleon's black. So that's the first thing I'm going to say. The next thing to think about is the fact that snowballs are obviously cold things, and that might suggest a sort of a metaphorical cold-heartedness. And in fact, we do see that in Snowball. He has the animal's best interests at heart, but he's certainly not a sentimental character. He tells Boxer that the only good human is a dead human, and shows that sort of that savage side to him, that he is not somebody that's going to shy away from these unpleasant confrontations, and certainly is not open to humans at all, and he's happy for them all to die, and that's obviously a very cold attitude for him to convey. Snowballs grow quickly. If I get a snowball and I drop it in more snow and I roll it along, it's going to get bigger and bigger and bigger, and that growth is quite easy and quite rapid. And actually, we see that Snowball as a character, his ideas grow enormously. It starts off with the fact that they've been able to, the pigs have been able to teach themselves to read and write using a book from Mr. Jones's Children, and then Snowball sees that as an opportunity for everybody to be educated. Everybody should learn to read and write. He then moves on to the establishing of animal committees for various different things, multiple committees for the tame animals, wild animals, trying to sort of improve the lives of everybody. And then his kind of biggest thing, I guess, is the building of the windmill, and all the kind of benefits that will have for the animals. So he'll take something quite small and he'll just develop it and develop it. It gets bigger and bigger and bigger. Fundamentally, whilst his ideas grow, in practice, a lot of them don't work. So he wants to educate everybody, and obviously that doesn't happen, and the pigs capitalise on the fact that that hasn't happened. I guess if he'd have got that education for everybody, it might not have gone the way it's gone on the farm, but it didn't work. The animal committees, all an absolute failure. None of them work. He kind of invests his time and energy into things that are ultimately not worth his time and energy. And whilst the windmill is obviously successful in the end, it is not successful for the things that he planned for it to be used for. So he wanted all of the animals to have hot and cold water and electricity in the store, and that doesn't happen at all. So whilst his ideas grow, they are largely unsuccessful. Snowballs melt. So this is representing that fragility of Snowball's existence on the farm. A snowball just melts quickly. Under the right circumstances, it can just be gone in no time at all. And actually, we really see that kind of ease with which you can get rid of a snowball, in the fact that it's only a paragraph. It's just one paragraph in chapter 5 where Snowball is kicked off the farm by the dogs, and then sort of that's it. He's just gone. So we've got that real sort of fragility and the temporary nature of Snowball in the book. The snowballs aren't all that serious. Um, it is something that you can use to fight, but it's not a real thing, is it? It's not something I would use in a real conflict. It is children's games. It's not serious. It's not that big of a deal. And I think that really links to that character of Snowball. Great ambition, big plans, big aims, but ultimately it'll amount to nothing. Equally, a snowball so easy to get rid of, not just through melting. Throw it against something hard and it's gone. Again, that real ease in which Snowball is removed from the farm by Napoleon. It's not a problem for him at all. Okay, finally, just a little context link. So, Snowball is the allegory of Leon Trotsky, who was a really, really good public speaker, really confident, talented speaker. And many people expected him to be Lenin's successor as the leader of the Bolsheviks. In fact, Lenin himself wanted for Trotsky to be the next leader. But ultimately, Stalin, through various different tactics, was able to get him exiled from Russia. And then ultimately, several years later, killed. And I think Orwell's doing a little bit of dark humour by the fact that Trotsky is called Snowball and he was killed with an ice pick.